If you want to quickly improve a photo in Photoshop, one of the easiest things you can learn is how to adjust image color and tone. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the best adjustment layers for fixing brightness, contrast, color, saturation, and color casts, all without permanently damaging your image. These tools are flexible, beginner-friendly, and powerful enough for professional editing. So whether you're editing portraits, landscapes, or product photos, this process will help you get cleaner, more polished results fast. And if you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new Photoshop guide. Alright, let's jump in. First, let's talk about levels, because this is one of the fastest ways to improve brightness and contrast. To add it, go to the bottom of the Layers panel and click the new adjustment layer icon, which looks like a half black and half white circle. From the menu, choose Levels. Once the adjustment appears, you'll see a histogram at the top. This graph shows the distribution of pixels in your image, and it helps you understand where your shadows, midtones, and highlights are sitting. Under the histogram, you'll see 3 sliders. The left slider is the black point. If you drag it to the right, you'd deepen the shadows and make the dark areas richer. This can add more drama and definition to the image. The right slider is the white point. Dragging it to the left brightens the highlights and makes the whites pop more. This is great if your image looks flat or dull. Then there's the middle gray slider, which controls the midtones. Move it left to brighten the overall image, or move it right to darken it slightly. This is especially useful when your photo needs a small exposure correction without changing the black and white points too aggressively. Next up is Curves, which gives you much more precise control over tone. If Levels is the quick fix, Curves is the advanced tool that lets you shape the mood of the photo more carefully. Add a Curves adjustment layer the same way you added Levels. You'll see a grid with a diagonal line running from the bottom left to the top right. That line represents the tonal range of your image. Click directly on the line to create a control point. If you want to brighten the highlights, click near the top right section and drag upward. If you want to darken the shadows, click near the bottom left section and drag downward. One of the best tricks with curves is creating a subtle S curve. To do that, add one point in the shadow area and pull it slightly down, then add another point in the highlight area and pull it slightly up. This increases contrast in a very controlled way, and it usually gives the image a more professional look. Just keep the curve subtle, because pushing it too far can make the image look harsh or unnatural. Curves is especially useful when you want to shape the image rather than just fix it. Now, let's move into color, because tone is only half the story. If the image looks too dull, too intense, or has an unwanted color cast, you'll want to use the Vibrance and Saturation controls. Start by adding a Vibrance adjustment layer. You'll see 2 sliders, Vibrance and Saturation. These are not the same thing, and knowing the difference makes a huge impact on your editing. Vibrance is usually the safer option, especially for portraits. It increases color in a smarter way by boosting muted colors more than already strong colors. That means skin tones, yellows, and oranges are less likely to become oversaturated or unnatural. If you're editing people, start with Vibrance first. Saturation, on the other hand, increases all colors more evenly across the image. That makes it useful for landscapes, nature shots, or scenes where you want every color to feel more vivid. But be careful, because too much saturation can make photos look unrealistic very quickly. The key is to make small adjustments and check how the image responds. If you want to edit one specific color instead of the entire photo, hue/saturation is the tool you need. Add a hue/saturation adjustment layer, then look at the drop-down menu that usually says Master. Change that menu to the color family you want to edit, such as reds, blues, or greens. This allows you to target just one range of color without affecting everything else. From there, you have 3 sliders. Hue shifts the selected color along the color wheel, so you can actually change the color itself. For example, you could turn a red shirt into a different shade if needed. Saturation makes that selected color more vivid or more muted. If the color is too strong, reduce saturation. If it looks flat, increase it. Lightness controls how bright or dark that color appears. This is especially useful when one color is standing out too much or blending into the background. A really powerful use of hue saturation is correcting a specific distracting color in the image. Maybe the reds are too intense or the greens look unnatural. Instead of changing the whole photo, you can isolate that exact color and fine-tune it. This gives you much more control and helps your edits look clean and intentional. Now let's fix color casts with color balance. This is the adjustment you use when a photo feels too cool, too warm, or just slightly off in tone. Maybe the image has a blue tint, or maybe everything looks too orange. Add a color balance adjustment layer, then choose which tonal range you want to affect. You can work on shadows, midtones, or highlights, but in many cases, starting with midtones is the best choice because it usually affects the overall image the most. Once you've selected the tone range, use the sliders to shift the color in the direction you need. If the image looks too yellow, move away from yellow and toward blue to neutralize it. If it feels too green, move toward magenta. If it has too much cyan, shift toward red. The goal here is balance, not heavy stylization. Make small changes, compare before and after, and keep checking the image as a whole. Color balance is one of the best tools for restoring a natural look when white balance is slightly off. A really good workflow in Photoshop is to start with tone first, then move into color. That means you can begin with levels or curves to set the overall brightness and contrast, and then use vibrance, hue/saturation, or color balance to refine the color. Working this way helps you avoid over-editing and gives you a much more polished final result. Since all of these tools are adjustment layers, you can go back and fine-tune them at any time without damaging the original image. If you want the cleanest results, remember to make small adjustments, zoom out often, and compare your before and after. Sometimes the best edit is not the most dramatic one, but the one that makes the image feel natural, balanced, and professional. The more you practice with these tools, the faster you'll be able to recognize what each photo needs. So to recap, use levels for fast brightness and contrast, use curves for precise tonal control, use vibrance and saturation to enhance color, use hue/saturation to target specific colors, and use color balance to fix unwanted color casts. Once you understand these 5 adjustments, you'll have a solid foundation for editing almost any image in Photoshop. If this tutorial helped you, please give it a like, subscribe for more Photoshop tips, and share it with someone who's learning photo editing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.